On today's episode of RCKicks, we're checking out this. It's got the word concept on it. It must be good. It's the M-08 chassis from Tamiya. Why have I got it? Stay tuned to find out why.
Ooh, that's pretty. How much?
Hi and welcome to RCKicks. On today's show, we're taking a look at this, the M-08 Concept chassis from Tamiya. Now, why do I have this? Well, we all know that the Escort Mark II from Tamiya is due out in January, February, which is great for Christmas, right? Tamiya. God, seriously, sometimes. Anyway, well, that kit has been super popular and I get so many comments on it, and a lot of people have put pre-orders in for it, and I think it's going to sell out massively because the Escort Mark II rally car was a big icon in the UK. If you're outside the UK and you don't know about this car, I'll put a link, put a picture up here so you can see what I'm talking about. Now, the biggest issue that people seem to be reporting to me is the chassis that comes with the kit. Now, the chassis is an MF-01X chassis, which I have here. So what's the problem with putting this chassis on an Escort? Well, it's four-wheel drive for a start. Also, it comes with friction shocks, so it bounces around like a trooper. Now, as you can see, I've put oil shocks on this. This is actually a Jimny chassis. I picked up the Jimny kit, and that was under kit 58621, and that was about 150 quid. Now, the reason I have this is this body fits, this chassis fits perfectly under the Tamiya Porsche 959, and it's part of my 959 running project that I haven't quite finished yet. Yeah, I know. So it's a bit boingy. It's four-wheel drive. It's not the best car chassis in the world either, so that's where this comes in. EuroRC knew that I was going to do a Escort build and said, hey Gav, why don't you put a little bit better chassis in it? So EuroRC sent this over, and this is a rear-wheel drive, a little bit more upmarket chassis, which personally I feel is more of a good match for the Escort. Now, it'll be harder to drive because it's rear-wheel drive, but it's more in keeping with the Escort. Getting the back out, sliding along, takes a little bit more of a challenge to drive it, but personally, I think it's a good way to go. But let's find out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build this car, and I'm getting the Escort in. We'll build up the Escort as well, and then I'll do some time runs and we'll mess around, and then I'll give you my final thoughts later on when it's released on whether it's a good idea to go buy the Escort shell and body set and then put it on a different chassis. Comment below, what do you think? Do you think it's a completely waste of time? Good idea? Anybody have these chassis? What do they think? Comment below. Now, there is quite a few upgrades you can get for this, so you can improve it. I mean, at the end of the day, you could take out the prop shaft if you wanted and just have it rear-wheel drive. I don't know quite how it would work from a balance point of view. The motor is hanging right out the back, so it probably would be a bit more tail heavy, whereas the M08 has it on board a little bit. Some improvements that you get in the M08 versus the MF-01. It has a oil ball diff. It also has universal drive shafts, and it comes with oil dampers as standard. Right, let's open it up and see what you get in the box, or what you don't get in the box. It's just a chassis. So let's take a look. So what do we have first? Well, we have some EuroRC stickers. Obviously, these don't come in the box by default. It's because they sponsor the build, obviously. So massive thanks to them for that. Now, the box came with these extra little inserts on the outside, which I'm not quite sure about. Basically saying about the motor and gearbox are positioned to ensure powerful drive under acceleration. Ball diff, which is great to see. But I'm not quite sure why they decided to add this. Maybe they thought it was a bit bland. This actually comes on this side, like over there, like that. So I don't know, maybe they changed their mind and decided to make it a bit more interesting. I honestly don't know. And then there was another one as well, which just gives you an overview of the actual chassis and a load of blurb on the back. Right, what do we get? What have we got here? Some gearbox casing parts. What else have we got? Body mounts, battery trays, hexes, front bumper parts, Wheels. Now, you don't get tyres in this kit. Don't ask me why not. But one thing I found with these, they are tiny. Absolutely minuscule. Now, this is a 1/10 kit. To show you how small they are, there is a Porsche 959 wheel. It's even smaller than that, and they are tiny. So I'm not going to use these, so I wouldn't need the tyres. So I'm not buying any tyres for this car. I think the problem is that these will be way too small. The Escort chassis and body, they have much bigger arches, so these are never going to fill. Now, if you look at the size of the wheels that you get in the Jimny, it's massive. So there's no point me spending the extra £15 buying tyres for these, as I can't really see me using them for anything. Even too small for the 959, which is a 112. So I'm not quite sure why you get such tiny little wheels. Comment below if you know why this kit has these tiny little wheels. I guess it's more for racing, I suppose, I guess. Then we get the chassis, which is like a two-piece chassis sensor. It does look pretty dinky, but it is 1/10. Let me just double check. It is 1/10, I'm sure it is. Yeah, 1/10. But it does seem a bit dinky. Hubs, rear hubs. Yeah, very, very small. Makes this thing look massive. I guess the weight, this is actually quite a heavy chassis. Arms, front and rear arms. And just one massive bag of bits and pieces. Now we get no decals either. Oh, actually you do, but you only get the general branding ones of the chassis itself. That's the smallest one ever. What do we get in here? Bumper. What have we got? Double-sided sticky stuff. Then we got our shocks and springs, gears, bearings. You do get bearings, universal joint, universal drive shafts, dampers, damper parts, servo saver. Actually, quite a good one. Looks quite good. Gears, bearings, and last but not least, some oil and the diff gasket and a few other bits and pieces. And you get your manual. Obviously, manuals from Tamiya are excellent. So yeah, fantastic. And I think a lot of companies need to aspire to be to that level, but it's a lot of work doing good quality manuals. Right, let's cut to a montage. You can take a look at what you don't really get in the kit, and then we'll come back and I'll wrap up. There you go, just a quick look at the chassis for you. What do you think? Do you think it's a good idea, crazy idea, pointless? What a total waste of money? Comment below and let me know what you think. I'm itching to build it, so it's going to be built in the next week or 2 weeks, even though the Escort won't be here till January, February, as I'm pretty sure I've got wheels, tyres and a body that I can throw on this anyway, so it will be a good one to play around with before the Escort arrives. Is there any upgrades that you think that should be on this chassis, or even the standard Escort one? What do you think? I changed the shocks and springs. seemed to help a little bit, but I don't know, for some reason, just not really in love with this chassis. Thanks very much, and a massive shout out to EuroRC for sponsoring this video. See you on the next one.